In previous video, we have talked about OOP, well, object-oriented program. Well, object-oriented program allows us to have its own methods and attributes. Well, we have here like def run, well, as a method. We can use it later on, and well, when we just run this, and we have attributes, well, everything we can have it here very easily. Well, for example, you are working in this gaming company. Well, they call you that you have to create, well, a class where something which is player character. Now it tells you that just have a condition, just have something when a user, well, when they have the membership, he or she should play, or he or she should, well, have the access. Well, how to implement that? Well, the membership, if membership is true, you have to work this. Well, you should allow it to work. Now let's have here an attribute like membership is assigned to true. Well, if I use this membership, it cannot be, well, exist here. Now it is easily accessible. So this is class object attribute. It's very easy. We have here membership as true. Well, how to use this? How to have very easy thing here. Now, for example, we just see this function, dunder function, or this dunder method. Well, it's said that name and age as attribute. Now we say if, well, if membership means if membership is true, just have this. Okay, why it throws an error? It's not defined. Now let's see. I just want to add self. If self.membership is, well, true, then have all these as self.name is equal to name, self.age is assigned to age. Well, is now very correct. Now we have this function, this method. We have created this method, and it is easy for us to know. Now we have this player 1 and player 2 character here. Now both are objects. We have this. So player 1, we just, well, let's run this. See what happens. Cindy, well, the age is 44. Now in player 1, let's forget about the age. Let's have, well, player 1 membership. What happens? Let's see. Cindy, true. It works fine. How it is possible and how it works? Well, we have here self. What does the self mean? As I said, that this self means this class, this class name. What if I just remove this and instead I just want to add this player character? Does it work fine? Well, yeah, it works as true. Well, it doesn't matter. Either we just add this or self instead. So it's easy. It's, well, very great. Now let's have another method like def shout, and we have this self. And I want to print here f string. My name is, well, if I edit here name, again this name is taken from here, the attribute of, well, this class or this method, dunder method, and we have added here. But here still it provides, or it throws an error. It says that we have not, this name is not defined. What's the solution? Let's add here self.name. Self.name means, well, it works fine. Well, let's see here. Player 1, well, shout, and player 2 shout. I want to remove this. My name is Cindy, none. My name is Cindy, none. Well, 2 times. If I have it, 2. My name is, well, Cindy, none. Why none? Because this function returns nothing. Well, a function when returns nothing, it means it is, well, return none. So if instead of this, I just want to have, well, the same thing, like I just want to add the player character instead of self, will it work? It throws an error. It says that attribute error, type object player character has not attribute name. Well, yes, it does not work. So we have to edit here. It doesn't have access there, so it cannot have there because, well, it is the class name. So this is overall, which is, well, this class and everything we have seen up until now is very, very important, and you have to learn all of them. Let's talk about another, well, very important topic here. I just want to touch it here. That's class method. Well, what's class method? Let's see how it looks. It looks like class method. It looks like this. What does it do? Now let's have an example here. We just seen everything here. I want to, well, I want to have, let's clean this, and I want to have another function, def adding things, for example, well, num1 and num2. This is another method, and it returns, well, num1 plus num2. Very, very simple function. Now in this player one, I want to have this storm. Well, everything is correct. We just add here, and, well, I want to comment out this. Again, I want to comment out all of them. So I just want to print. If I print this player one dot, well, adding things, and I toss 2 numbers because we had here 2 numbers, number 1 and number 2. Well, it returns the sum of both number 1 and number 2. Now let's run this. Will it work? It throws an error. It says the type error, player character not adding things, well, takes 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given. How to solve this? It says 3 were given, but 2 as, well, passed. Well, here I just want to add CLS. Will it work? Now let's see. Yes, 5. Why it is like this? CLS means class. It has access to this class. This is another method we have talked about. So it has access to the class. What is the need? Well, why we use this? It works without instantiating the class. Well, it works without instantiation of the class. We do not need to instantiate it. So we can access this without initiation. And there is another method. Well, it's called static methods. So it is class method, and the other method is same, like we have this decorator. We use static method. This decorator again we use here, and everywhere we can use. So and this static method, we just remove this, or the, well, the CLS is not needed. Here we just add like this class method. you had to add this class method, but instead this we just add static method. Static method. And if I run this, well, it works. Why it works? Well, it doesn't need to access, or it doesn't access to this CLS. So all these were very, very important.